Hey, so like in my March Madness bracket, I have Arizona losing to 16-seeded Long Island.
And why did you think that was a good idea?
Fins up. That's one of the chants they have.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you. That'll be wrong.
You sure about that?
How much do you want to bet that's going to be wrong?
2 pennies. Okay. I'll bet you 2 jumping jacks.
2 jumping jacks.
I'll bet you 2 jumping jacks.
Okay, not like 5 push-ups or something?
2 jumping jacks.
2 jumping jacks.
You can double it.
4? 4 jumping jacks?
You maybe 4 jumping jacks.
Okay, 4.
Okay.
Sure. 4 jumping jacks. Double.
Shake on it.
Shake on it. Okay, there we go.
It's official.
Okay.
For the win!
Hello and welcome back to the Eastman Sport Report, your father's son, coach player podcast for the Sacramento Kings and the San Francisco 49ers. I'm your host, Max Eastman, joined once again by my co-host, Steve and Eastman.
Hello, Max. How you doing there?
I'm doing pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Hey, did you realize that today is our 2-year anniversary of our
The
podcast?
first day we uploaded a podcast was 3 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
No, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
It was our so we're in season 3.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
the first season started in March and went to like
for
June.
some reason, but okay.
Because that was after our basketball season back in your sophomore year of basketball. And we started it after that. And the Kings were in their playoff run, and that was sort of super fun, exciting because they made the playoffs.
Yes.
When you were playing volleyball playoff game we went to. So fun memories. Hey, welcome. Our podcast is now 2 years old in our third season. So
Also, happy St. Patrick's Day.
yes,
So
we're both in
we're
green. You know, we're in green. We're not
Can't
wearing,
pinch him, sadly, but like.
I know, but you know, we're not wearing any of our team's gear, but it is St. Patty's Day. So we are recording this on St. Patrick's Day. The Kings are playing the Spurs right now. It's toward the end of the third quarter.
Currently, Spurs are up 112-81. I don't think they're going to win that, even as this keeps going on. We're just going to assume that they lose by a lot.
And one of those things is like, we'll get to the why the heck they winning later. But we want to start the podcast on a little bit of a positive note.
John Lynch, I think he's starting to figure out how to do his job. Because, like, the last few seasons, I feel like there's, like, so many of these names out here, like, the Niners could go good, and they sign one name, and there's just, like, nothing else.
Well, last year was a reset. They had to, like, let go of a whole bunch of players.
Yeah.
And we're getting 3 draft picks because of it. And let a whole bunch of people go. They need to get younger. And it was a reset. It wasn't really a rebuild. It was a reset year. And this year, it's like they're not resetting. They're going for it this year. And so, yeah, awesome stuff by John Lynch and the whole front office. You bring in the number one biggest name is Mike Evans. You know, was he 6'5"? You know, he tied Jerry Rice for the number of 1,000 yards seasons to start his career. What number will he be? Because he was 13 on the Buccaneers.
And you can't take that because it's Purdy's.
Yeah, Purdy's, you know, I don't know if Purdy would want to give it up because he likes it because it was Dan Marino's number. But, like, you just don't take the number away from the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so you got him. We also just, you know, yesterday they got signed another wide receiver, Christian Kirk. I love that move. And if you really get down to the money of both of these, like, they're like kind of budget. I mean, yeah, Mike Evans could make 14, and then he has incentives to go higher. And then even the way they structure I think I actually heard like this one might only cost like $6 to $8 million on the salary cap this year, even though he's getting paid 14 because of bonuses. And Christian Kirk is this 1 year like $6 million deal. So we got that. We signed Nate Hobbs, which I think is a good backup cornerback. He's solid. 2 offensive linemen, Brett Toth and Vidarian Lowe.
If we don't know how to pronounce these names, we're sorry. We're learning. We'll get better throughout the season.
Yes.
We also signed a punter. I'm going to try my best on this. Corliss Waitman.
He's from...
He came from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about how good my punter is. I just hope that he isn't bad.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that he's here. Luke Gifford wasn't... is it Luke Gifford that we had last year?
No.
Thomas Morstead.
Thomas
Morstead. He wasn't a bad punter, but it's just like... He wasn't the... I'm fine with.
He had really good punts inside the 20. But that's about it. He wasn't.
I'm fine
he wasn't
with.
a distance
I'm fine
guy.
with Waitman. I'm fine with Waitman.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also
but-
re-signed Eddie Pinheiro. We brought back our long snapper John Weeks. We brought back Garrett Wallow. Jake Tongas. I like him. You remember when Jake Tongas, we went to that 53-man roster prediction last year, and you were like, "Who cares about the third string tight end?"
I get it. I've made a mistake. We've talked about this. I made a mistake. But okay, so throughout all these signings, what I think is the most important signing for the Niners, and the one that I am most excited for, besides Mike Evans, because that's a completely different thing.
Yes, who is it?
Dre freaking Greenlaw.
He is. That is so awesome. Like when he is healthy, the energy, the excitement, the passion. He's just him and Fred Warner are like meant to play with each other. I wish we'd signed him for more than 1 year, but whatever. He's back for 1 year, and if he's healthy, that's an amazing pickup.
And you just look back 2 years ago when we had him, the game and a half that he was able to play, it just every single time he was on the field, you were able to see the difference every single time he went out there and just made tackles or adjusted people or was just in the right place. It's just I think we played against the Rams on Monday Night Football or something with him.
And he played the first half.
And it's just amazing half.
Yeah.
And then you could see that as he stopped playing lessons, he started playing less and less snaps. You could see the momentum shift back into the Rams' favor.
Yeah.
That's because of how much of a difference maker Dre Greenlaw is.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Broncos as an organization would let him go, but I'm fine to have him back.
I mean, he was injured for half of the season last year, so he didn't play a full season with them. So maybe that's why they're like, I don't know if I want to trust him again. And maybe it was too much money for how much they got out of him. Maybe that's it. But if you go back to when he was healthy with the Niners, I guarantee you, if Dre Greenlaw does not tear his Achilles in the Super Bowl, we are Super Bowl champions that year. We beat the Kansas City Chiefs if Dre Greenlaw is healthy, because as soon as Dre Greenlaw gets injured and you brought in, I forget who the backup back then was, you brought in the backup and the Chiefs just started to move up and down the field because they just attacked that one position. They just kept going into, Travis Kelce just, he was not getting catches before Dre, because between Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner, he was not getting open. And as soon as Greenlaw goes out, Travis Kelce starts getting catches. And they just move up and down the field. He's that big of a difference maker. So love that pick. The other one that we didn't mention yet, Osi Odigizua.
I don't think that's how you say his name.
I think it's Osa Odigizua.
I don't know how to say his name. We'll learn how to say his name again.
That's what I'm going after. I think
this is what we're going with right now.
Yes.
But very excited for him. I remember seeing 2 days before the trade happened that a Cowboys fan proposed that we were going to trade Fred Warner a second, and I think they would give us a third for Osa, and we got him for just a third. So suck it, Dallas fans.
I don't know a whole lot about Osi Odigizua, but when Dallas fans are upset, you mean he's a good player. Now, I understand why the Cowboys traded him, because they had traded for Quinnen Williams, and I think it's Mike Evans. And so between is it Mike Evans?
Mike Evans, the wide receiver we just signed. Michael Williams?
No, Michael Williams is who we drafted. The Cowboys had 3 defensive tackles, each they averaged, it was $60 million for 3 defensive tackles. And so they basically had too much money tied up in, I forget, it was not Evans. It's a short name like that. Anyway, there was 3 defensive tackles tied up in there, and Osa Odigizua was basically
Williams.
Well, Quinnen Williams, and who's the other one?
There was Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark.
Okay.
Kenny Clark. Sorry, it's a short name. I knew it was a short name. Nowhere close to the right name. Sorry, Kenny Clark. So there was all 3 of those were making a total of $60 million on the cap, and that's too much. One position. So the Niners got the benefit of giving him for him. And a late 3rd round pick is, okay, for how good he's supposed to be. He doesn't get the sack numbers, but his pressure rate is one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
Being able to pair him with Bosa, and then also with people like Dre Greenlaw and Sam Okinawa, and then also hopefully Michael Williams whenever he gets healthy.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, and you're and so Okinawa, the other thing is you think about it, is last year we drafted the 3 defensive linemen we drafted. Mikael Williams, Alfred Collins, and C.J. West. All of those are run stoppers. Osa Digizua can stop the run, but his specialty is pass rushing. So you're going to put him probably next to Alfred Collins as probably your starter. So Alfred Collins is more your nose tackle type of player where he's kind of stopping the run. The big, he's a bigger guy, stops the run. And Osa Digizua is a little bit lighter. And so he's more the quick penetrator that the Niners like. And then you pair that with Mikael Williams and Bosa on the ends, and that's a really good starting defensive line. And you can bring Mikael Williams on the outside. That does bring to the last hole I think the Niners need to fill in free agency is they needed because Bryce Huff retired, which was kind of surprising. He's only like 27 and he retired.
But he's doing some venture for, I'm not 100% sure what.
Batteries or something.
Something to save people is what I know. So,
anyway.
do what.
Hey, good for him.
Good for him.
He got some money and he was ready to move on. But we have a hole now as a pass rushing specialist. And I think both of us would love to get Joey Bosa and pair the Bosa brothers. So you'd have Bosa, and Osa on your defensive line. And Max has something in his ear.
My contacts are being really annoying right now.
Okay, well, hopefully we can make it through here.
We're both contact users, so
yeah. If I was to give the Niners, did they get an A for the offseason so far? At least for free agency.
From what I've seen, I haven't seen an A+. I've seen an A and an A- from like ESPN and CBS, those type of grades. For
normally, I'm not too happy about how we win the offseason, but we did this year, and we did, but we didn't overpay for anybody.
Yeah,
we got a 3rd round pick for Osa Digizua. He's making $60 million. We only do for him. Mike Evans is making 14 with incentives, but he's only counting way less than on the cap. Dre Greenlaw's low. Vidarian Lowe is low. Brett Toth is low. Nate Hobbs, Christian Kirk. You start going down there. We did not overpay. These are all good signings of good players for holes that we needed, but not we're not breaking the bank on anybody. We're not playing Trey Hendrickson type money. We're not going off and paying the biggest name in the offseason type of thing. So I'm very happy the way they spend money. They do still have some money left. I do think it's interesting to talk about the Brandon Ayuk situation.
Yeah.
He's not going to play for the Niners. But what are they going to do? Are they going to cut him? If they cut him right now, they'd have to designate as a post-June one, and they could cut him.
I don't think anyone, any NFL roster, wants to trade for Brandon Ayuk because it's already confirmed that he's going to leave. So why would you not just wait?
But the Niners can hold on to him until August 31st and not have to pay him any money. And at that point, they could put him on the left team thing because on September 1st, if he's on the roster on September 1st, he gets like a $26 million bonus, which is basically, that's how they do their contracts. You get a bonus for the year, and then it gets spread over multiple seasons. Anyway, that's his yearly contract. But if he's on the left team list, like he was at the end of last season, he's not going to get paid. So the Niners could hold on to him up till August 31st, and it costs them no money. And then the team that's waiting for him, Washington Commanders possibly, he doesn't come to training camp. If you want him in training camp, you got to give us a 7th round draft pick, maybe a 6th round draft pick. You have to. And the funny thing is I heard somebody else was saying this. The Niners, what they've paid for him over the last 2 seasons, he got paid about $1.9 million per catch.
That's crazy.
I think it was the Niners had paid him $48 million, and he got 20 something, 28, 30 catches. It runs a good $1.9-ish million per catch.
That's crazy.
So the Niners are I don't know if you want to say screwed us, but weren't very nice to us. We don't have to cut you right now. It doesn't cost us any money. If somebody wants them, come get them. But you're not coming to our team. We can hold on to you till August 31st all the way through training camp. And you, I don't know, screwed us when you was in our 24 season where you were held out all of training camp. We already know that if you don't go to training camp, you have a bad season. So why are we going to be nice to you?
Okay, moving on from that, but I want to talk about the wide receivers we got. I want to talk about how we basically don't have wide receiver. Last year, we basically didn't have wide receiver depth of that. If you don't have Juwan Jennings or Ricky Pearsall who's catching the passes? DeMarcus
Exactly.
Robinson.
And Kendrick Bourne, who
the real answer is Christian McCaffrey, but that's not the topic.
yes,
But
and Jake Tongras. But anyway,
getting into that, being able to sign a player like Mike Evans, or not even a player like Mike Evans, being able to sign Mike Evans, the consistent, the just all-out superstar that he is. It's great to just have a flat-out number one wide receiver again, where it's like last year, it was like, I think it's Juwan Jennings, just based off of pure catching ability, but like, I don't think he can do any like one thing explicitly great, but like every single time we go in the red zone, I know one guy is going to be double teamed down there, and it's going to be Mike Evans.
Because he's 6'5", 230 pounds. Like he has long arms. He's going to be probably I would totally think Purdy's favorite target. Like, why would you not want to throw to this guy?
And I think it's also great to bring in Mike Evans, so then people like DeMarcus Robinson, like Ricky Pearsall, can be able to learn from him, because he's
also the two rookies are they're both they're one rookie who was the second year last year, Jacob Cowing and Jordan Watkins. I think besides DeMarcus Robinson, I think it's those two players need to learn from Mike Evans, because I still think there's hope for Jordan Watkins and Cowing. DeMarcus Robinson, he probably is what he is. He's not going to get that much better. But those two players have not proven what they can, and Watkins had a good camp. I think Mike Evans can come in and help teach him. And now you come in with him and Christian Kirk and Ricky Pearsall, your top three receivers. Like, you know who your top three are now. There's no question.
Yes, 100%.
You know, and I do think the top six, which if you compare it to last year, we actually have a top six. Like last year, going in the training camp, and you know Brandon Ayuk's out.
Yes.
And you're like, we hope Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall are healthy.
And they weren't.
And then you're like, okay, DeMarcus Robinson was suspended at the beginning of the season.
Great.
Yeah. And so, like, and then you're hoping Jordan Watkins and Jacob Cowing can come in and do something. That's why you go sign a Kendrick Bourne off the street. And you had, who's the other guys that we had in our training camp?
I have no idea.
Robbie Chosen, Malik Turner. I think there's some other ones from training camp last year. Like, okay, you sign those as your 7th and 8th wide receivers. You should not be having to start those in your opening weekend. Now, as long as these guys stay healthy, but like you have a good top six between Mike Evans. And the other thing I talked about, what David Lombardi says, the way that Shanahan has his offense, he has an X and a Z and an F. And what they have different roles.
Yeah.
Mike Evans is a very classic, awesome X receiver. DeMarcus Robinson can back him up as your X. You have Ricky Pearsall as your Z. He's a more he'll go more in motion a lot. He will be the more kind of
route running.
Yeah, route running. Mike Evans is more the gets the number one corner from the other team. He's kind of more he doesn't go in motion as much. He has to beat that guy one-on-one. Perfect for him. Ricky Pearsall is the more guy you put in motion along with Christian Kirk. You put in motion, and they're the ones that are more kind of faster and move around those type of things. So you have Ricky Pearsall backed up by Jordan Watkins, Christian Kirk backed up by Jacob Cowing.
The fact that we actually have 3 starting solid wide receivers instead of 2, like, I feel like we said this a bunch throughout this year of that Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall are great number 2 wide receivers, but we don't really have a number 1.
Yeah.
And I guess technically it would be like Christian McCaffrey or George Kittle if you really want to slot those in. But being able to have Mike Evans,
I know,
as your wide receiver 1 for any team instantly makes that wide receiver room even better. And like Christian Kirk is going to be an excellent backup wide receiver as well.
Yeah.
Like he's going to get a ton of just like catches that you was like, okay, sure, we'll throw it to Christian Kirk. But it's just like being able to have another solid wide receiver out there. And I'd also say, moving out of wide receiver specifically, Nate Hobbs, because I feel like nobody else besides me ever really thought about this, of that the Niners secondary sucks. Like, besides Diamador Lenore, I don't really trust a lot of people on this team. Mustafa, I guess, to make a tackle. I don't think he's the best coverage guy.
I mean, Darnell, is it Green, or other
Renardo Green,
and then Upton Stout are good players.
Yes, but they're not. They're all young, and then
and we don't have, and there's nobody behind those 3. So Nate Hobbs comes in as now you actually got 4 quality cornerbacks. So, yeah. And I'm curious to see how Raheem Morris, I got his name right this week. I didn't last week. Sorry. I'm curious to see how he likes to morph the defense a little bit and play things around. So, like, having these toys of, okay, you got 4 good cornerbacks. Okay, you got Dre Greenlaw and maybe Winters and maybe Nick Martin. Maybe, I don't think you're going to play 4 linebackers. But, like, he can play. He has more chess pieces to move around. And now you can go Osi Odigizua on your defensive line. I still think you need a good pass rusher to pair with him. So I do think there's that whole, we've said that before. But super excited.
And then the last thing that I've kept on repeating over and over and over again that I think the Niners need to do, and I think they've basically done on the defensive side, is they need to build up and fill the trenches. They need to have a good offensive line and a good defensive line. I think they've sort of done that with adding Osa Odigizua, keeping Sam Okinawa, and then also hopefully a healthy Nick Bosa. But signing Brett Toth and Verdanian Lowe,
I think it's Lowe.
Verdanian Lowe. We should get a sponsorship with Lowe's. That's what he should do.
He should.
But it's that we're actually like investing in our offensive line, and I hope we can restructure or re-sign or whatever is happening to Trent Williams, be able to solve that. Because I really want to keep Trent Williams on this team. I really want him to retire a Niner. I don't want to see him go play somewhere else.
Totally. Yeah.
I think it's really important, especially for this run game, where we've seen how much of a difference just having George Kittle can make for this team. I want to see how much of a difference having an actually like solid offensive line is going to make our offense, like including our passing game, being able to give Purdy more time in a division where you're playing the Rams and the Seahawks 4 games a year.
Yeah, because Verdarian Lowe is if he's going to be your swing backup tackle, he's a high quality. He has starting experience from the Patriots, started many games over there. He's going to be a really good quality third string offensive tackle. Exactly you're saying. Brent Toth, I think is how you say his name. He might compete for the left guard spot that's open. So I think Spencer Burford's leaving, and I don't know what they're doing with Ben Barch. But you got Connor Colby. You might bring back Ben Barch. And probably Brent Toth. Maybe they draft another guard to bring in another offensive lineman to compete there. So yeah, you got to. So I'm expecting them to draft an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman.
Yes,
I think it might be an edge, but they could double dip and do an edge and a tackle in the draft this year. So, yeah. One other thing on the Niners, I heard about this since I had to go look it up. Do you know who Daniel Jeremiah is?
Not 100%.
He does. His
name sounds familiar.
He's on the NFL.com, so NFL Network, a mock draft person guy.
Okay.
Would you like to know who he has as the mock draft for the Niners at 27?
Sure.
He has Sadiq Bey. No, sorry. That's a basketball player. Kenyon Sadiq. It's 9:00. Okay, sorry. I've had a full work day.
I was like, Sadiq Bey. I know that it's not.
that's a Pelicans basketball player. Sorry, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon.
He's tight end. Okay.
He's the one that had those crazy athletic scores.
Oh, he's not going to 27.
I mean, I would be so happy if he did, but
I think he's going top 15 with the athletic juggernaut he showed that he was at the combine.
Yeah,
someone like the Giants are gonna go. We need a tight end.
Yeah. So in other mock drafts, we might bring this up. Mel Kiper has Kenyon Sadiq going 15th to the Buccaneers. So
top 15.
If Kenyon Sadiq is there on 27, I think you run to the podium or whatever you do at that point and put it in on the online type of thing, is they will pick Kenyon Sadiq. That would be such an awesome pickup for the Niners. Mel Kiper has them picking Blake Miller, an offensive tackle from Clemson.
I'm fine with the offensive line.
Yeah.
I think we need more offensive linemen.
Yeah. And
I want the Niners to have the best offensive line in the NFL. I don't think it's going to happen, but I want it.
I do think the Niners want to have the best defensive line. I don't know if they're going to get the best defensive line. I wish they could have the best offensive defensive line.
If we could get Joey Bosa with the rest of our line, I'm pretty sure that like puts us in at least top 5 category with best defensive line. But like then you have to compete with people like the Packers with Micah Parsons, like the entire Texans defense and the entire Seahawks defense.
And the Broncos were pretty good too last year. So I mean, hey, if you're in that conversation of best defensive lines, I'd be happy with it right now. So okay. Anything else to say on the Niners? That's about all we'll continue to talk about the draft as it gets closer.
I'm so happy that we extended Eddie Pinheiro for 4 more years.
Oh yeah, he got Eddie De Niro. He got some money. Okay,
but it's just I'm so glad that like we have a kicker. It's not like man, it's like when you were like okay, I still believe in Jake Moody, but like I'm not 100% sure, but like I still believe he has a chance. But it's just like Eddie Pinheiro's good.
Oh, he's just solid.
He missed 1 kick
all season. Yeah, you're like you don't have to
one
worry.
field goal, but
one field goal. He may missed a couple extra points, so he can do better this year. But
can you just do that forever now?
Okay, so if we switch over to the Kings topic,
which I don't want to do because they're currently down 129 to 102.
Oh, I have 99 over here, but maybe my TV is off a little bit. Maybe we're a little behind here.
About to get a 3.
Do they make the 3? There it is. Nope, no, he missed the 3. Oh, that was the Spurs that were shooting. There's 56 seconds in my TV that I have over here, so it's 129.99.
Okay, but
anyway,
point is, the Kings aren't going to win,
which is actually a good thing, right? I mean, we've been the Kings have won 4 out of 5, and we're like, would you please stop that? So they're losing. There it is, 129-102. I looked away as I was talking, and somebody made a 3. Anyway, so like, hey, the Kings are actually losing like they're supposed to. But why did they keep winning? And why are you winning with DeMarcus? Sorry, I can't talk tonight.
DeMarcus Robinson.
I was going to say DeMarcus Cousins, and that was totally not right.
DeMar DeRozan.
When DeMar DeRozan scoring, was it last night, 41 points to win the game? You're like, no. I liked it when the other night when you got to win against I don't think it was the Clippers. Where's my tab of the Kings games? It might have been the Clippers game. And you had DeRozan at 17, but Precious Achiuwa and Maxine Renault, like all of them had over 20. And you go beat a playoff team like the Clippers. You're like...
Okay, sure. But I'm also glad that the young guys are getting minutes as well.
Yeah.
And then DeMar DeRozan, of all people, goes and gets 41 points. You're like, I want Maxine Renault. I want Dylan Cardwell. I want Nick Clifford.
Yeah.
I'd even take Precious Achiuwa. I can't think of his name right now. I'm a really bad Kings fan. Devin Carter. I take Devin Carter right now.
He's injured right now, but anyway.
That's not the point.
I know. But like, if you look at there's so many players that are teams that are just flat out not being right into the game. Like the Utah Jazz that we beat the other night when DeMar DeRozan went for 41. They started at center. Was it a guy that was 6'7"? I think was their tallest guy in the starting lineup.
Pretty sure.
And Kyle Filipakowski. Sorry, I said his name. Kyle Filipakowski. Anyway, I hope I said this right. Was sat out for rest. You had Kevin Love sit out for did not play coach's decision. Those are all big players. And you put out a small lineup? Like the Utah Jazz, maybe even the Indiana Pacers, the Washington Wizards, who are like the Utah Jazz also traded for Jaren Jackson Jr. Where's he at? Oh, you got a hangnail. You're going to go sit the rest of the season while we keep our draft pick. The Indiana Pacers lose their draft pick if it's not top 4. So they are tanking as hard as possible by playing a G League team. Like, I went to the Kings game. We're playing the Indiana Pacers last week. He had a volleyball game, so he wasn't there. And you're like, who are these players? And you have to look them up. Like, who is this guy that's actually starting for the team? And like half the players you never heard of. And you're like, I kind of hope that like the Utah Jazz and the Indiana Pacers drop to 5 and 6 in the draft because they're unethically tanking.
Unlike the Kings, baby. Hey, we just suck because we suck.
Exactly. We suck because we're just bad. Yes, so we were one of the first teams eliminated in the draft, and now you have the Indiana Pacers with 15 wins, Washington Wizards with 16 wins, Brooklyn Nets have 17, the Kings have 18, Utah Jazz have 20. So we are the fourth worst team in the league right now. Would you like to run a sim the lottery and just for the fun of it and see what happens?
What do you get for when we sim the lottery? I'm assuming it's going to be something like Utah winning, because why the heck not? Just make this guy more upset.
Yeah, I'm already upset about that. Okay, so here it is. And the Washington Wizards get the number 1 pick.
Where do the Kings go?
They fall down to number 6. So you have the Dallas Mavericks, who got Cooper Flagg last year. This mock draft has them getting Darren Peterson.
At number 3?
No, number 2.
They got 2?
AJ Jabonsi goes number 1 to the Washington Wizards. Yeah, then you have the Pacers getting Cameron Boozer. The Atlanta Hawks getting Kingston Flemings, which I don't know why they're picking out Caleb Wilson, but whatever. And then you got Caleb Wilson going to the Brooklyn Nets. We get Keaton Wagler.
Who?
I'm sorry. I would actually take Darius Acuff over Keaton Wagler at this point. But, yeah. That's like worst case scenario for the Kings if we drop down to 6th after the season that we have had to deal with. Okay, what else do you want to talk about with the Kings?
Looking at the future of the Kings, because I feel like that's the only thing we can talk about for the Kings right now. Because we've got how many weeks left in the season?
We have 12 games left.
12 games left. How many weeks? Like 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Because it ends April 12th. There's our last game.
Yeah, and we're on the 17th, so I guess it's 4.
We got 4 more weeks. That's about 4 more episodes of the Eastman Sport Report that are going to come out.
Yes.
We have to talk about this Kings season.
Yes.
And we don't have to focus on what the draft's happening, who's in the playoffs, or anything like that. We have to look at this terrible team and what they are doing.
I do have to say, from a Kings perspective, if you want to do a little positive, Precious Achiuwa was a find. Like, he did not start the team on the start of the season on the Kings. I mean, at the beginning of the season, you're like, okay, cool, we needed a player like that. You basically cut Isaac Jones and you brought in Precious Achiuwa. Precious Achiuwa is balling out. He's playing hard. Maxine Renault, my fantasy team, sorry. I don't know what that was. Maxine Renault, he's an awesome player. He should not have been a second-round draft pick.
Yes.
A lot of people have said he worked his way to come to the Kings, which is weird to think that somebody actually wanted to go to the Kings. Nick Clifford is taken like all season to finally get going. He's playing much better. Dylan Cardwell is a find. No, I don't think he's ever going to be a starting center. Max Uriano might be a starting center depending on who you have play with him. Daquan Plowden, way better than I thought he would. He had some against the Clippers. He had a couple threes to ice the game. Him and Nick Clifford hit the threes to ice the game. So the Kings are finding, and I don't know how you come up with this stat, but if you think about all the players that the Kings have had as two-way players and have turned into good NBA players, he's talking about Neemias Queta,
Keon Ellis, Isaac Jones, technically.
Well, he got a free way, but he's not in the league right now. But Dylan Cardwell got promoted. Daquan Plowden should get promoted. Like the Kings are actually like if you get a two-way contract on the Kings, like you're probably getting a shot to play,
especially with this Kings team.
Well, yeah, but even like Keon Ellis worked his way up, and it was a good team. Neemias Queta, that wasn't really good teams, but they pulled it in. But
yeah.
The Kings have actually had if they have one thing that's good about this organization is they are developing the two-way players at the end to come up and be good NBA players.
And then letting them go somewhere else.
Well, okay, I didn't want to say that. I was trying to be positive. I'm trying to find something positive to say about the Kings right now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, do you want to look toward next season? I mean, you could talk about...
I feel like we always talk about the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on. Want to know what we're going to move on to? We're going to move on to the NCAA.
Yay!
March
Madness.
The only 2 months that I watch college hoops.
Yes.
So,
the only four...
We are not going through our entire bracket.
No, we're not.
We're not going through our entire bracket. We technically do have time.
No, we're not.
Fine.
No, we're
Could
not.
be like that. Do you want to do your Elite Eight or just your Final Four?
I technically haven't finished my bracket.
Shame.
So,
I texted you 3 days ago to do it.
No, that was for today's Tuesday. You texted me Sunday night. That's 2 days.
I felt like it was 3 days at least.
Okay.
felt like
The
it.
brackets only came out on Sunday.
Well, I did mine like Friday.
Sorry, I had a teammate fly in from Europe, and I had to go meet with him and busy the past couple days.
Okay, do it when you're on the toilet. You have a phone. That's what I did.
Okay. Hey, that's some high quality content here on the Eastman Sport Report.
So, in my final four, coming in from the East, coming in from the East, I have number 1 seed Duke.
Actually, I want to fill it out. I'm gonna say Duke too. I think Duke's gonna make it to the Final Four. I know it's a boring pick, but they have Cameron Boozer, and I'm actually picking. I might pick my bracket might be very heavy toward. You go down the draft board, and I want those teams to go as far as possible. So Cameron Boozer is one of the possible top draft picks, and so I'm picking Duke to go as far as possible.
Cool. Good opinion for you. From the South, I have North Carolina, the 6th seed. Ooh.
Okay, again, I have not picked. So I do not trust number 1 seed Florida.
Okay.
I might pick Houston.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know
I
Illinois.
think you know the real choice that you want to.
The real choice I want to pick, for some reason, when I was looking at the bracket, this is the team that I think is coming out of the South. It's Vanderbilt.
Number 5 seeded Vanderbilt.
Number 5 seed Vanderbilt. They are not going to lose to McNeese State right off the bat. They're not going to be the 5 seed out. They are going to go all the way to the Final Four because you got to have somebody that's not a number 1 seed making it. So I think it's Vanderbilt.
Okay. Good for you.
Good. Okay.
I don't have strong opinions about any of this.
Okay,
I
West.
think a Duke North Carolina Final Four game would be fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, out of the West, I have number 6 seeded BYU.
Hey, that's
with
an AJ DeBonsa. Okay.
Jeez, you owe me a soda.
Yeah, well, okay,
Yep.
fine. I already gave you a soda tonight from the kitchen. I paid for
fine.
it. If I feel like I'm going to be boring, you go number 1 or seed Arizona. I know it's boring.
No, but they're going to lose to Long Island, Dad.
They are not going to lose to Long Island. You're going to do some forward jumping jacks, and we're going to put that on the Eastman Sport Report Instagram page. And
you sure about that one?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
I am very confident that Arizona's
I don't
not
know.
gonna lose to Long
I don't.
Island.
I think they're going to lose to Villanova in the next game in the round of 32. But Long Island seems like a pretty cool team.
No, actually, I could say it's a good drink, but I've technically never had one. So
A good drink.
yeah, Long Island's an alcoholic drink.
I'm not 21, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if me being 21 would change that answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have Arizona coming out?
Yes, I have
There's
Arizona
2
coming
number
out.
1 seeds. How
I have
original.
I know.
Okay, coming from the Midwest, I have number 3 seeded Virginia.
Okay.
I tried to pick all different I tried to pick all not number 1 seeds except for Duke. because
Okay.
That's just how I felt.
Okay.
I always have a vibe going in, and then I usually lose in the first round, but that's not the point.
I mean, I could be really boring and pick Michigan. That might be who I'm going after.
No,
For some reason, number 10 seed Santa Clara is just screaming at me that they're going to at least win their first game, so they're gonna beat number 7 Kentucky.
I also have that.
I don't know if they're going to go any farther though.
Why not St. Louis?
Iowa State, number 2 seed. Do I want to pick them?
You could pick.
No, I'm not picking.
You could pick number 13 seed Hofstra.
No,
Hofstra.
I think Georgia's going to be St. Louis. So
12 seeded Akron. I mean, 5 seed has to lose to 12 seed.
You know what we didn't pick is you forgot to pick. Is that in the South? Where's your 13 seed team?
My 13 seed team.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's in the East.
That's in the East.
In the East, in the South, or
They're the
in
East.
the East.
In the East.
I'm doing this because I toured their college. I'm picking number 13 seed Cal Baptist to beat number 4 seed Kansas with what's his name?
He has Darren Peterson.
Darren Peterson. Yeah, they're gonna lose to Cal Baptist. Will they? No.
But he's picking him anyway because both of us went.
But you know who will win? Long Island. And you can quote me on that.
Okay. He's gonna be so fun if he's not gonna be unbearable if they actually win.
You know it was unbearable when the 3rd string tight end caught a game-winning touchdown in week 1
I know.
against the Seattle Seahawks.
And the guy who went over the 53-yard projection, and I keep bringing it up over and over and over again. So Long Island had
I also
better
have
not
Cal
win.
Baptist going all the way to the Sweet 16, but that's just.
Well, let's go Cal Baptist. I'm gonna be.
What else are you looking at?
I'm going back. I didn't really pick. I picked Michigan. I want to pick Michigan because a lot of people are saying they could win it all. But I'm just Iowa State's just really screaming at me. So maybe I'm picking Iowa State. But I don't know how good they are. But they're number 2 seed. So maybe I'm picking Iowa State so I don't pick 3 number 1s. Anyway, so that's my boring top 4.
Okay, and then going into the championship, I have number 1 Duke versus number 6 BYU.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
How about you? And then I also have Duke winning that. I know it's technically, I think it's like a curse for any bracket to have Duke as their winner since I don't know when the last time Duke won. But
I'll save your championship game.
Yeah.
I think it's Duke, Arizona in the championship game.
Boo! Boo!
Yeah, but who has the more likely chance of being right?
The guy who picked the Long Island. They're going all the way, baby.
and I pick number 1 seed Duke to win it all as my champion.
Now you see my compromises. I didn't pick a 12 seed to beat a 5 seed. I just picked a 16 seed to be a 1 seed. It's my compromise.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Okay, so we'll keep this will be fun throughout the tournament here to see how
we'll talk about this once a week to tell you guys how our bracket's going. Maybe post about it on Instagram as well. Maybe. We should post more on Instagram is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But
especially with our bracket, we're doing a tournament with our family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people can join us. I don't know if how that's
I don't
gonna
want
work.
People to join us.
Okay,
we can do a separate one for other people.
Yeah, maybe next year.
If there's going to be a link in the description if I did make it. But yeah.
Anyway, okay. So if you want to have fun, maybe we'll fill out one in the bracket below.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you've made it to this part of the podcast, we thank you for joining.
If I sim the lottery once again, who wins? The Kings!
Yeah! We'll leave on that. There we go. Kings win the lottery. That would be such a party. We might have to record our reaction of
just in case.
Just in case if the lottery when the actual lottery ends, we'll have to have somebody film our reaction.
Why don't we just record it here?
Ooh, could we have a live watch party?
We'll figure that out.
We'll have to figure that out. Okay. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Make sure to like, subscribe, give a comment, share to your friends. If you made it this far, comment watermelon and put a watermelon emoji in the comments below. Okay, we thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Eastman Sport Report.
For our 2-year birthday.
2-year anniversary, yes.
Okay.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.